Hello, my name is Erick, and I'm here with Ian, Valeria, Hannah, and Katya. And today we'll be discussing automation. I will ask a question, and then the first one to answer will be Ian, then Valeria, then Hannah, and then Katya, in that order. The first question is, what do you think of automation?
Well, automation is a really weird thing to think about, because when we think about a doctor right now, we think about someone helping you out in some way about your health. When you think about a cashier at a store, you think about someone putting your stuff in a bag. And in the near future, this could all change, because it wouldn't be a person putting your things in a bag, it could be a machine, an artificial intelligence program allowing you to not need to hire people anymore in the cases of big companies who spend some money on people. Well, it's not really that significant when you take into consideration the bigger scale of things. You can see that they would save quite a bit. So I think it's a good thing, but it can be dangerous if we don't know how to handle it.
Okay, Valeria?
I agree with the idea that Ian has said, because there are jobs that nowadays we don't imagine them like with machines. We don't think about a robot helping us in supermarket, in a hospital. We just think about persons. So I think that it is an important subject to talk about, and it requires a lot of process and test to prove that it will help our future and it will have a positive impact on it.
Okay, thank you. Hannah?
Well, I think that the idea of seeing and making contact with robots in like a constant way is kind of it makes me feel like we are less, and that jobs are gonna be taken by technology, and it's kind of weird thinking that we are the ones making that technology. So we are like the ones who are taking us the opportunity of having jobs and replacing them with robots and with technology. So it's weird for me thinking about that, and I feel like it's gonna become a problem in the future, and if we don't manage it now, it's gonna be a disorder later. So.
Yes, well, I think it is impressive that in the future we will be most of the times replaced by robots, and actually it's not that far away from our future, because if you think about it, there's already personal assistants made of robots like Siri, and already the manufacturing in all the fabrics is made by robots. So yes.
Thank you, Katya. Okay, the next question. Do you think automation will be a major problem in the future, and why?
Well, not necessarily, once again. It doesn't have to be a problem if we know how to handle it. Like, you could see as a problem that most people won't have accessibility to find a job, like with the last example I used as a cashier. That's a really easy job to get. Doesn't make much money, but it makes enough to kind of live. And that will no longer be a viable option. So it could be a problem, seeing it in the way that more people are gonna be jobless. But maybe these people will be encouraged to do something else with their lives. Maybe they will stop being lazy. And I know that most of the times it's not people being lazy, but people who can't find a real job, like ex-convicts, grown people, young adults who need their money for college. But the people who don't belong in that parameter will be the less affected ones, and they could find a way to stop being lazy and get a real job, is how they call them.
Thank you. Valeria?
Yeah, I agree, because if we know how to handle it, this process of manufacturing, creating new technology, if we establish limits since the time we think about the idea of what it's gonna be and in which kind of things it is gonna work, it will not cause any problem. But if we get into passing the limits, like we think that it can do more, but when it was created, it didn't do more than it is gonna be a problem, not only for the ones who create it. it is going to be a problem that will be having impact in all the humanity, all the process involving it. And I think that more than a problem, it will be an opportunity for doing better things and finding new solutions for problems that will be arising.
Hannah?
I don't think it is a problem, but I don't agree 100% with it. I feel like it is a thing that can be discontrolled really fast and really easy. And if we don't have the power of making solutions like humans and like thinking in the way that we need as a human money to live and we need a job to live, it is going to be a complete mess. And I think we have to, like Ian and Vale said, that we have to handle it in a really smart way and controlling it all the way in all the process, and so that in the future we don't have big problems of jobs that are not well paid because there is a lot of technology and robots, or of people don't even having jobs to live. So yeah.
Yes, I think it will be a problem because it will be harder to find a job. I mean that it will be necessary to have more knowledge to apply for a job, and those who won't be able to have a level of education of that level, it will be harder for them to make money and make a living.
Okay, very interesting. The next question will be, what are you guys planning to study, and how do you think that automation will affect your future careers?
Well, my first idea, the first thing I want to study is engineering and systems, electronic engineering. It's mainly programming and artificial intelligence a little bit. So the issue here would be technology getting into a point where there are programs that make themselves, which isn't really that far away. If you think about it, there are already many examples of programs that make other programs. And really, when you're a programmer and that's what you do for a living, and there's something you can hire, something you can buy that just makes the programs you need based on a certain language of coding, you will be useless in a company. As an employee, you would be useless. So it would affect me, maybe not in the short run, but in the long run it would definitely be a hard-hitting occurrence.
Okay, Valeria?
On my plans, there is studying medicine. So I think that more than having a negative impact, it will have a positive impact because of this use of technology and this kind of evolution is gonna help all the medical process to improve, to find new solutions to different issues that are arising because of some problems that grow up since a few years ago, like the climate change, all the problems that it has. And I think that being a doctor, it is really difficult to be replaced as a robot. So more than giving problems to the medical career, it will have a more positive impact.
Okay, Hannah?
I want to study gastronomy and science in gastronomy, and well, my plans in the future is having a restaurant, and I feel like it is going to be a problem for my career if I don't take it as an artistic way, because there are already so many robots that make food, and I don't see why in the future there won't be robots making food like in restaurants. So yeah, I feel like it is a career that has problem with the automation, and also the career that I want to study is difficult to develop in like a job because there is already so much of restaurants and food, like is a really usual topic and theme. So I feel like it is going to be a big problem for me in my future.
Yes, in fact, fast food cooks
Yeah.
are one of the jobs that are most vulnerable to change because of automation.
Exactly.
So it's gonna be hard.
Yes.
Katya?
Yes, I think it will be a problem because, well, I want to study finances, and most of it is just organizing numbers and, I mean, helping a company with their numbers and predictions, most of it, like what the world is it going to be in a couple of years. And I think robots could do the math part or the calculus part, but I think they won't be able to make that predictions about the future. I think humans can only make that or decide that.
Okay. The last question will be, do you guys think that in some point the machines are gonna replace the humans in every career?
Well, no, not really. It's kind of hard to think about that, but if you take it into a logical perspective, there will be a lot of things that robots can't do that humans can. There's something maybe a robot can do better than a human, which is understanding the human brain. Because when someone or something studies itself, it won't be able to look at it on an objective way. So if there's a machine that's learned enough from humans to study the human brain that no longer uses human programming, it's purely machine programming, they could discover new things about humans that we can't. And, well, machines can do the very tedious things like poking at nerves inside of your body, poking at neurons inside of your brain. But there's an issue in that they wouldn't be able to fully determine what someone has. Because even a doctor can get something wrong and say they have something because of symptoms and then find out something totally different. So let's say if a robot is doing a medical surgery on someone and gets it completely wrong, it could end up really bad for the person.
Thank you. Valeria?
Yeah, I agree in that I don't think that robots will completely substitute humans because I think that they will be dependent of humans. The technology has an advance because of what humans have been discovered since ever. There is gonna be a process that humans will be discovering, having help of the robots with the technology that they will have been like evolutionating. But there are jobs that more than all the maths and all the knowledge that it is like learned in school, they have the emotional part, like the doctors. A robot, I don't think a robot will have the capacity to communicate to a patient, to a person that is having trouble with its health. So having the emotional and the connection with another human, it will be very difficult to a robot have that. I think that, yes, there are gonna be a lot of jobs which will be involved with robots and a very advanced technology, but I don't think that technology is gonna cover 100% the human being.
Thank you. Hannah?
I think that, like Vale said, we make the technology and it is our responsibility and we have the control of making technology and robots. So yes, I think that in the future there will be a lot of jobs that will be replaced with technology and robots, but there will be the part of jobs that won't be like ever, because as I said, we make technology, so we can make the greatest robot, not even the best robot can make and create feelings. So no, I don't think that there will be a part of jobs that won't ever be taken by robots, because artistically talking, that is impossible of being possible. So yeah.
Katya?
I think that robots may disappear most of the jobs we know nowadays, but also automation will generate more jobs for the humans. And I agree with Vale that she said that robots aren't able to have emotions, and yeah, that's.
So, in conclusion, automation will be a big problem in the future if us as people don't know how to learn and evolve with it and adapt to have more skills than the ones we already have, if we don't create new jobs than the ones that the automation will evolve. And robots will never will never replace humans, because us as humans have the capacity to be creative and feel emotions, which robots cannot. So some careers, such as being an artist or planning for the future, those are some careers that need from human interaction and emotion appealing and creativity. Thanks for joining us. Goodbye.